So I've been thinking about burnout lately, which is just a coincidence. It has nothing to do with the fact that my last video was 6 months ago. I just happened to be thinking about why some people are so terrible at sticking with things. But anyway, I suck ass at sticking to things. I have such bad burnout. Terrible burnout. Not just for projects or work or hobbies or anything like that. I burn out of everything. I have more unfinished games than stars in the sky. I have just donated $400 worth of books that I've read half of. I am the grand master of tapping out halfway. Why? Roughly every 2 weeks, this is my life. I find something new. I am obsessed with it. I spend 13 hours every day obsessing over this new thing. I hate it. I abandon it. I find something new. It's not just me who does this, right? It's not just me. I feel like it can't be, but every time I look around at any success story, it's someone spending 10,000 hours practicing one skill, and every time I try to do that, I feel like ripping my eyes out. Why? Well, I think I've been that way my whole life. I did some research. I came across the term neophilia. Now, neophilia is a very suspicious word at first glance. I know it sounds like a sex thing, but it's not. It's the love for something new. The human brain is wired to love novelty. We enjoy things new to us, and that's great, right? That leads us to experience life. We watch a new movie, we taste a new snack, we make a new friend. As it turns out, most mammals have that feature, this desire for novelty. Researchers have actually determined that the human brain experiences a big rush of dopamine whenever exposed to something new, something fresh. But that idea that our brain rushes dopamine through our system every time we experience something new is a bit of a double-edged sword. Have you ever bought a new book and then placed it on a shelf and then donated it 4 years later? That happens to me more often than I'd like to admit. I've come to realize that a huge component of modern culture is novelty. Our society is kind of built on novelty. Last week's news is barely relevant this week, and hell, on the internet, news from a month ago is already fossilized. But anyways, that was just something interesting that I thought about after reading up on this phenomenon that everyone but me was already aware of, it seems. You're probably wondering why this video is titled, Habits Are the Enemy. And it's simple, I hate them. Now, I'm not saying habits are bad. I wouldn't remember to brush my teeth if I wasn't habitually brushing my teeth, right? And judging by the things I smell when I go to conventions, more people could stand to have the habit of showering. What I am saying is that new things enrich my life, and habits hold me back from enriching my life. Do you know how many times I read the Harry Potter books when I was a kid? 7. There are 7 books in the series. I read each of them 7 times. I could have read 49 different books. But when I was finished with them, I was just like, well, now what? I guess I'll just read it again. That is my default setting. Whoever thought humans must be God's creatures because we're so well designed? First off, shut up. Second, you've never heard of an appendix. And third, you don't know about neophilia, clearly. Humans default to easy. We default to comfort because it's safe. We'll watch our favorite show a million times. We'll overplay our favorite songs until we want to bash our heads in, and we will spend our lives immersed in our comfort zone, our little bubble, which is at direct odds with our neophiliac brains. Humans are built, or at least I am built, to be enamored with things that are new. And we entrench ourselves into these new experiences until they are no longer new. And when that novelty's worn off, we formed habits around doing things we no longer enjoy. And that is where misery comes from. Anyway, I thought that was just sort of an interesting talking point. I figured a little bit more about how my brain works this week. And I wanted to talk about it. I guess my resolution is that I'm going to try a little harder to try new things, to move on from things a little bit faster, and not spend so much time talking in front of a camera and never settling on good enough. Bye!